What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. The time is 2:27. I just got done recording a video for the UnIVersus top 8 fight night, or whatever I'm calling it. I keep rebranding this damn thing. But we have something really fun. This just dropped, and I haven't clicked on it. I have no idea what's on this piece of paper. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna click on this. We're gonna pull it up, and we're gonna look together, and we're gonna find out if this video ever sees the light of day. Is there no changes? Is there something to talk about there, or is there an actual ban and errata list? And so make sure I don't leak. I will click the article here, visit site, and I do want this, and then here it is. Okay. Ban and errata update for 1104. There is a few changes to our standard ban and errata list this month. We've been monitoring the regional season and have seen some things we'd like and some we didn't. On the positive side of things, we've seen a fairly healthy diversity in both character selection and deck archetypes. Additionally, no one deck or archetype emerges as an overall dominant force. This is something we strive for, as our 3 pillars for action are popularity, performance, and play experience. Interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard this expressed in an article. If we have, I just don't remember it. This month's action is focused on the pillar of play experience. Yes, we've heard you complaining and we are gonna do something about it. We have maintained a policy of being vigilant about any decks winning on turn 2 consistently. As soon as the deck starts to be able to pull off these early wins consistently in competitive play, it's on our radar. Towards the end of the regional season, specifically at the Atlanta regional, extremely fast aggro started to emerge from the competitive pack. That is something that we wanted to act on. There's a small problem. There was a small problem of going in after 1 or 2 outliers. Sorry, there was a small problem in just going after 1 or 2 outliers in the aggro space. We continued to have a diverse and evolving meta in Atlanta. Any action needed to be carefully considered because we wanted to attempt to preserve the diversity of our meta, but curb some of the more negative play experiences at the highest levels of play. Perfect. I think this is a completely acceptable reason to ban a card or rat a card to whatever a card is. If at the end of the game, at the end of the day, we're playing a game. We're playing a GAME. If the game isn't fun, I'm not gonna play. And so the fact that we're doing play experience erratas is so awesome. After much consideration, we decided to take action against many of the play experience outliers in the metagame. We wanted to try and curb some of the low interaction play styles. With all that in mind, here are this month's actions. I already got a small preview, and I'm a little bummed, but the following cards will receive... Whoa! Holy! What? What a crazy ban! The following cards will receive an errata. Pony Sunatori. The following cards are now banned from standards. Sweeping Daggers. Teaming with the Attack Titan. 9 times for the Out the Ages and Titan Cliff. Holy cow! They did it all! They did literally everything! They did everything! Whoa! This is the craziest list of all time! 5 massive changes? That's nuts! Okay, sorry. Let's learn why. Let's learn. Are these cards even good? Let's hear what they're saying. So here's what Pony used to do. Enhance, remove 3 Horn Cowards once per turn. Clear a card from your card pool. Love it. Pony has been a staple of competitive play since the release of Attack on Titan Battle for Humanity. With the tools made available to her in that set, she became a very fast and very consistent aggro deck. After some internal testing, we feel that there is no one specific card propelling her to success. The character herself is doing the heavy lifting in most cases. Fully agree. Fully agree. This character draws 100 cards, clears 100 cards. So good. This action should slow down Pony devastating offense, but still leave the interesting amount of card movement and horn movement management she has always had. She is now... So here's the deal. Pony, her entire identity has changed. I'll let's go up a little bit so we can see the whole card. Her entire identity is now changed. She is now a 7-hand size zone mix-up character. She's just going to be another premier defensive character that also has premier offense. If you thought Pony was hard to deal with because of the overall attacks that she plays, she's now going to string out her string and have +2 speed on everything, very similar to Rodan. She's now going to have -2 speed, very similar to Rodan. I think Pony is going to, the pendulum will swing completely to the other direction of hard aggro, play 100 cards, to now swing the other way of I'm now like a crazy defensive monster. And as well as I can change the zone of whatever attack I want. You'll never kill this character if you are not outputting some sort of offense. The fact that the remove horn counters clear a card is now once per turn, so good. It's -1 speed to all of your moves on defense, -1 difficulty to all of my moves on offense. That's plenty for the 3 horn counters. That's so good. Sweeping daggers, banned sweeping daggers. Sweeping daggers power kind of speaks for itself. The discussion around this card internally and by our players has thoroughly examined many of the pros and cons of this card. The fun part of the card of becoming a Frankenstein of itself and another attack is something we really enjoyed. The problem is the impact it has on the game in the big picture. Currently, it is severely limiting the viability of higher difficulty attacks, while some being an incredibly efficient tool all on its own. While still being an incredible efficient tool on its own. The way it has forced many interesting high difficulty attacks completely out of the meta is not something we want, and certainly not something we want to contend with long term while designing. I think this is a great call. I think if you make these Attack on Titan sets and you say, hey, the reason that we're playing all these high difficulty moves is because they're cool, and Sweeping Dagger says, yeah, but my high difficulty move is a 4 diff. Sorry, your high difficulty move, I'm removing it from the game and then hitting you with it. All I can tell you is the rumbling is coming. I will be playing the rumbling in every deck I possibly can now. This card is so sick. Let's talk Team of the Attack Titan, the card that I specifically want to ban. This is the one that I thought was the most egregious. Teaming is a very interesting card to analyze. Within the scope of a typical aggro shell, the card performs well, but isn't problematic. Once a deck can find a way to leverage through card pool stuffing and looping, the card becomes very problematic. The only time this card seems to find homes is in competitive play is when it's creating play patterns we as a design team would like to avoid. Interesting. Banning this card will slow down several powerful strategies in a way that should benefit the overall metagame. Again, I think if teaming with the Attack Titan was a 6 mid for 6 1-check, it would still find homes in these decks and still like put more risk reward on the build turns that you have to play. The fact that this card was a 3-check blows my mind with like what the current format looked like with Porco and Deviljin like abusing it as they do. Like crazy to me that this one was not a 1-check. Crazy to me. 9 Titans from throughout the ages, banned. This was one of the more difficult decisions we made while considering actions for the month. This card's individual power is generally within our metrics of the bounds of acceptable. The problem lies with how incredibly strong it is as a synergy piece with Han Zoe and Beast Titan's Rock Barrage. The Han Zoe deck that has seen a lot of competitive success was one we particularly felt concerned about. Its ability to win early with massive Titan piles was a negative play pattern we wanted to curb. During this discussion, we wanted to try and preserve competitive viability for the backup deck archetype. We consider multiple cards for this archetype for action here. At the end of the conversation and internal testing, 9 Titans was the card we felt would fix the most play experience issues with the backup deck archetype. Fully agree. Fully agree. Titan Pile might have been the gun, but this was the bullet. This loaded it up and made it a 25 damage move. It being able to be ripped out of the discard pile with Rock Barrage is crazy. Slap Unique on it, so now Beast Titan's Rock Barrage can't go grab it, right? You can only have one. It's the one you start with. Like these are changes that you could have done, but I think limiting 9 Titans with the unique keyword goes against their idea of them not wanting to errata cards outside of starter deck cards. So there's that. Titan Cliff banned. Titan Cliff has had an interesting lifespan as a lifespan as a competitive card. Over the course of its time, it's gone from being a splash card in some decks that could run it to the centerpiece of entire deck archetypes. We know this card was on the way out for rotation, but we decided to get it out a little early. Good. There's no reason for you to leave a card if it is being lame. The consistency boost of the 5 to 6 hand size aggro deck archetypes this card provides is off the chart. It has swung that entire archetype to being built and played around. We want decks to work a little harder for that sort of consistency boost. I love it. I think this is a totally reasonable idea. I think that the pieces that this card goes and gets are totally fine by themselves, and I think discard 3, draw 3 as an idea in UnIVersus is really scary for these 6 hand size aggro characters, specifically Godzilla. Godzilla now has to go find something else. I love it. I think it's totally rad. In the discussions for this month's actions, we discussed many cards. There will likely be community discussions about why not X cards when looking at the metagame after release of Guilty Gear Strive Blitzbox. We think the tools available and the adjustments to the meta should help create pathways to combining some of the strong decks. We will be closely monitoring the results following these actions and the release of the solo leveling experience bundles along. This is actually just an advertisement. We understand that this is a big shakeup, and we want to make sure that the shakeup is a positive one in the long term. Okay. Overall thoughts as we look at the cards. Pony, long time coming. The following cards are now banned from standard. Yeah, Sweeping Daggers, Teaming with the Attack Titan, 9 Titans from Throughout the Ages, Titan Cliff. I think all of those cards are totally fine. I think the only thing that I would have wanted additionally on this list is I think Rodan's speed reduction could have been twice per turn and probably been like right alongside that same line. Pick and choose your spot when it comes to that speed reduction for Rodan. And then utilize your stage for the extra speed reduction help. Like, use your stage for speed reduction, and then your character like gets you over that hump, over that hill. But maybe not. I'm sure they tested it more than I have. But like, it feels like Rodan has lived in the spotlight for far too long. When it comes to the 3 pillars, popularity, performance, and play experience. Performance and play experience are like massive on that character. So I think it's the only thing that was missed. If you're down to take such a sweeping action like we did, pun intended, just make Rodan twice per turn and you're totally fine. Make it not playable while committed and you're totally fine. Like get rid of the Tenacious off of Rodan. Like make you pick between speed reduction and looking at the top cards of your deck, and I think it's totally fine. With that said, what are your guys' thoughts on the ban list? Let me know down in the comments down below. There's going to be a ton of discourse that you can have happen over here or over in my Discord. Would love to get in there and see what you guys are saying about it. With that said, thank you much for watching. And as always, I wish you well.